Hi, this lesson is for advanced students. If you like the idea of this video, you can put a like. Okay, thanks. So first of all, I'd like to ask you one interesting question. What is advanced level? How do you understand it? So what is the difference, for example, between intermediate students and advanced students? So what's your idea? I know that lots of people think that first of all it's grammar. So grammar is in the first place. So some people say that the main difference between intermediate and advanced students is grammar. So do you agree with it or not? So what's your idea? Really, what's your opinion? Actually, that isn't right. You know why? Because students who have an upper intermediate level, they know grammar almost perfectly. So grammar isn't in the first place. Grammar is very important, but it isn't in the first place. Okay, so if that's wrong or if that's not absolutely right, so what can be right? So the main difference between upper intermediate and advanced students is vocabulary. Right, vocabulary is in the first place. You need to know much more words than just upper intermediate students. Yeah, vocabulary. What else? Yeah, vocabulary, it relates actually to general knowledge, but also speaking is very important. You need to have very strong speaking skills. Right, speaking skills, it's so important. Speaking skills, you need to speak English almost perfectly. I mean, quite good pronunciation and without mistakes at all. So if you make mistakes, you know, it can be very small mistakes and from time to time, but not on a regular basis. So that's it. So vocabulary, speaking skills, grammar, yeah, that's important. And what goes without saying is listening skills. Perfect listening skills. Okay, so how can you evaluate, your listening skills? So when you're listening to a native speaker, do you understand everything? Is it easy for you to do it? Okay, it's easy actually to check it. You can turn on the radio or switch on some program and just try to understand the speech of a native speaker. Do you understand almost everything perfectly or not? So if not, it's a problem. Yeah, so I believe that advanced students understand at least 90% of the speech, so that's the difference. So actually, to sum up, you need to focus on these four things. Yeah, right. So what's in the first place is vocabulary, speaking skills. Yeah, it's in the second place, listening skills and grammar. All these things are also important. Okay, so by the way, let me give you an example. So yeah, just imagine that you have this sentence. For example, he is very sad. He is very sad. So if someone says like this, what level is it? I think it's about elementary level. Okay, let's work a bit and let's make this sentence sound more advanced. So let's say it, like an advanced student. Okay, so how can we change it? Okay, so you see there are four things we can do nothing about listening skills and speaking skills. Yeah, because we don't need to listen, we don't need to speak, so we just need to change our vocabulary and grammar. It's not just a bit, greatly. Okay, so what's wrong about vocabulary? Yeah, sad, it's this word is quite simple. Absolutely, this word is quite simple. Okay, what other words which mean the same as this word, or which have a similar meaning, can you actually come up with? Yeah, come up with. It's a good phrasal verb. Come up with. Okay, so he is very sad, or you can also say he is very unhappy. Yeah, absolutely, he is very sad. Okay, just let's type it here. He is very unhappy. You see, he is very unhappy. Okay, what else? He's very upset. Okay, anyway, that's great. If you know lots of similar words, that's great. But actually, that's almost the same level, elementary, pre-intermediate. But it's has nothing to do about, upper intermediate and advanced level. So, what, for example, other words can you name or can you remember? Yeah, so yeah, good question. For example, disappointed. Yeah, So I'm sure that almost all elementary and pre-intermediate students know such words as sad, unhappy, upset, but I'm not sure at all that they know such a word as disappointed. Yeah, so this word is for intermediate students, yeah, for intermediate students and maybe for upper intermediate students. So if you say he is very disappointed, yes, it will sound more advanced. So yeah, a good alternative. Yes, a very good alternative. So you see, he is very disappointed. He is very disappointed. That's all right. Okay, so anyway, I can't say that this is an advanced level, because you know, if you really want to be an advanced student, you need to use different collocations. So what is a collocation? In other words, it's a fixed phrase. For example, he is very disappointed. Yeah, but very again. So you know, we've changed the adjective. So it was sad, and so it got disappointed. We need to think about other words. How can we replace these words? For example, very, yeah, but very again. So actually, that's the same problem. He is very disappointed. But why can't we say, for example, he is bitterly disappointed? He is bitterly disappointed. So it means that he is really very, very disappointed. He is so disappointed. So his disappointment is really huge. So he is bitterly disappointed. So it's a collocation, bitterly disappointed. And actually, in our lessons, so as far as our lessons are concerned, we'll be learning different collocations for advanced students. Yeah, it's an important thing. So he is bitterly disappointed. So I think that actually that's nice. Anyway, advanced students often tend to use different linking words. For example, he is bitterly disappointed. So what is a linking word or a linking phrase? These are some words which are at the beginning of the sentence, or in the middle of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence. Just additional words, you can do without them, but anyway, you know, if you use them, it will sound more natural. That's absolutely right. So let's come up with these words too. You're absolutely right. For instance, we can add something like this: from my point of view. So it seems to me, yeah, it's quite a common phrase, it seems to me, but you know, we can also use from my point of view. From my point of view. From my point of view. Absolutely right. From my point of view. Yeah, from my point of view. So when we express our point of view, from my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. Yeah, that's nice. So you see that we changed the adjective. We've used one interesting collocation, bitterly disappointed, and we have added one linking phrase: from my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. I think that you see the difference. Yeah, he is very sad. From my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. Actually, advanced students pronounce it more quickly and more naturally. Usually elementary pre-intermediate students say he is very sad. He is very sad. Advanced students, they don't make mistakes as a rule. I mean, such big mistakes. So from my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. From my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. Yeah, that's nice. So what about grammar? So really you need to use more advanced structures. Yeah, that's now from my point of view, he's bitterly disappointed. Okay, but anyway, let's look at one more example. For instance, actually, you can see a statement, such a statement as, so money is everything. Money is everything, and you need to say something about it. So do you agree, or for example, do you agree or disagree with this statement? Money is everything. So just let's compare two possible answers of elementary students and more advanced students. Okay, so I think that's right. I think that's right. If you have money, you can buy a lot of things. If you have money, you can buy a lot of things. Yeah, so I want to have more money. I want to have more money. So this is one possible answer. I want to have more money. So is this answer good or bad? Is this answer good or bad? So I think why not? It sounds quite good. Can you spot some mistakes in these sentences? Spot means can you find some mistakes in these sentences? So let's have a look at all these sentences and all these words one more time. So you see, money is everything, and one possible answer, I think that's right. If you have money, you can buy a lot of things. I want to have more money. Yeah, actually that's a great achievement. It's a huge achievement, you know, when we speak English without mistakes. Actually that's absolutely great, really, when we try to speak English absolutely correctly, and in fact that's it. Actually all the sentences are correct. The idea is how to make it sound more advanced. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, actually let's make this you know, for example, an advanced level, or at least upper intermediate level or higher. So money is everything. So we'll be using just the same ideas, but we'll be saying it another way. So let's do it anyway. So I think that's right. So for example, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned is another phrase for as for me. You know, we often hear as for me, as for me, as for me, as for me, especially among Russian students. But okay, you can replace the sentence. And so I think that's quite a good idea if you start using this one. So as far as I'm concerned. So this phrase is more advanced. As far as I'm concerned, you see, as far as I'm concerned. So it's the same as I think, as far as I'm concerned, but you see actually the difference. Yeah, I think and as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, actually it's quite another level. Anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, you can add not just I think. Yeah, you can say that I really think so, I believe, or you need to use more advanced vocabulary. So what words can you use instead of I think, I believe, it seems to me? Okay, so really, what are your ideas about all this? For instance, you can say I'm convinced. Convinced means I really think so. Convinced. I'm sure, or I'm convinced. Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced. I'm absolutely convinced. It means that I'm absolutely sure, I'm absolutely convinced, but convinced, you know, this word actually sounds more stronger, so we put more emphasis on this idea. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm absolutely convinced that you know, yeah, we need to do some phrasal verbs, collocations, so that we can't do without money. It means that we can't live without money. We can't do without is a phrasal verb. So really, if you start using phrasal verbs in this speech, I'll be so happy for you. So you see, I'm absolutely convinced that we can't do without money. That we can't do without money. We can't do without money. Yeah. So then we can use, for instance, one more linking phrase. So, however, we can't do without money. However, and then you can develop this idea or say something like this. However, to tell you the truth, or to be honest, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't put it in first place. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't put it in the first place for several reasons. I wouldn't put it in the first place. I wouldn't put it in the first place. I wouldn't put it in the first place. For several reasons. Then you can add something like this, or you can use some, you know, very common expressions. For example, you might think. You can use modal verbs. Why not? For instance, you might think that money is power. Yeah, actually, money is power. It's actually a lot. So yeah, we just, you know, we're using, you can buy a lot of things, but you might think that money is power. It's, I think, so interesting, such an amazing phrase. So really, you might think that money is power. You might think that money is power. You might think that money is power. And then actually you develop your ideas, develop. So you just need to use more vocabulary. And so I think if you ask my advice, you just need to enlarge your vocabulary, to widen your vocabulary. If your actually vocabulary gets stronger, wider, richer, larger, I think that you'll do a lot. So it's what you exactly need. Okay, it's just the first lesson, and in the next lessons we'll be covering more vocabulary, different phrases, collocations, and so different tips for speaking and something like that. So if you really like this video, you can support it, and we'll continue making more and more lessons in English. So if you really need it, it's up to you. Okay, by the way, let's repeat everything. Okay, so general revision. Money is everything. I think that's right. If you have money, you can buy a lot of things. I want to have more money. Yeah, just the first way and the second way. Just the second alternative, the second option. So whatever. As far as I'm concerned, I'm absolutely convinced that we can't do without money. However, to tell the truth, I wouldn't put it in the first place for several reasons. You might think that money is power. By the way, or something like this, and you continue, and really you can continue this idea and write something about this in the comments, so it would be interesting for all of us, I'm quite sure. Okay, I think that we don't need any kind of repetition, revision, just we need actually to flick through all this information one more time in order to make sure that everything is correct, and just that's it, because really I don't like to make mistakes, yeah, but actually I try to avoid making mistakes. Anyway, just I need to pay more attention to misprints, if any. Okay, so vocabulary, speaking skills, listening skills, and grammar, a very important thing. So focus on these things, please. So vocabulary is in the first place. I'm really absolutely sure that's it. Okay, he is very sad and happy, upset, disappointed. It's mostly for elementary students, pre-intermediate. So if you want to make it more advanced, you can say, for instance, from my point of view, he is bitterly disappointed. Yeah, actually bitterly disappointed is a very common collocation. Okay, money is everything. I think that's right. If you have money, you can buy a lot of things. I want to have more money. Yeah, so the first actually variant and the second variant, as far as I'm concerned, I'm absolutely convinced that we can't do without money. However, to tell you the truth, I won't put it in the first place for several reasons. You might think that money is power, and so on. Yeah, okay, I wish you good luck and see you soon in the next videos. Bye bye, my friends.